Yo, what's up with y'all, man? It's day 28. It is February the 27th on Friday. Hope you guys had a good week. And by the way, before I start, I'm gonna tell you a little story. So, this is a story about the time when I figured out that I am a short king. Okay, listen, guys. Listen. So, basically, this happened. This happened this week, okay? So, I went to the doctor like for a usual like tests and like stuff like that. I went to the doctor for usual tests and stuff like that. I don't know what that is called in English, but I went to the doctor, right? And I'm like, hey, can we measure my height? Can we measure my height? Because I hadn't measured my height and I don't know how long, right? So I stand against the wall to measure my height, right? So they can measure my height. And the nurse says I'm 182 centimeters. 182 centimeters with shoes on, and 181 centimeters with shoes off. So 181 centimeters, bro. And if we do centimeters to feet, y'all can see that 181 centimeters is actually 5'9". And basically, for the longest time, I have been living a lie because honestly, I really thought that I really thought that I'm 6 foot, but no, I'm 5'9". So that means I'm a short king. I have lived in a lie so long, bro. I thought I was 6 foot, but turns out that I'm 5'9", and so I'm a short king. I have joined the short king club. Anyways, yeah, that was my story. My bad. I started yapping for a lot. That was some yapping. My bad, Joe. My bad. Okay, so now we're gonna get to this. So today I was learning about promises and I watched some tutorials. So the first one I watched was Coding to Go, then Bro Code, and then Web Dev Simplified. That's why we got these files right here. These files right here. Okay, so and now we're gonna do some exercises from ChatGPT. So let's see what we got here. So first exercises, we're gonna create a function called wait 2 seconds like this. We're gonna return a promise with resolve. Actually, we need only resolve. We don't resolve. We don't even need reject with message done. So set timeout, and I think like this. And we're gonna resolve done. We're gonna resolve done after 2 seconds like this, right? And then okay, this has an exclamation point, that exclamation point, and then we're gonna call this, let's see, we're gonna call this and then log the, so we're gonna do then log the message. Let's see, we're gonna console log this message. Okay, so let's see, done, and that's 2 seconds, right? So let's see this. I'm gonna send. I'm gonna send. Okay. Okay, correctly return a promise. Use timeout properly. Resolved with the correct value. Done. Consumed clean and readable code. This is exactly how basic promise should be written. Okay, so we're gonna make. So create a function called check number that stares a number as a parameter. Returns a promise. Even number, the number is even. Rejects all number, the number is odd. Use then and cache toward the result. Okay, so now I'll just delete this. Well, a function check number that takes a number as a parameter. like this. I'm gonna return a new promise. Okay, now we're gonna need a resolve and a reject, and then we're gonna let if number is equal to this equal to 0, we're gonna resolve even number, else we're gonna resolve odd number. Actually, no, reject. Okay, so now we're gonna check number. Let's start with 4. I'm gonna get the message console, so the log this message. Let's see, so we get even number, so yeah, store the result. Okay, then we're gonna, so first we're going to, okay, I need to check this, okay, so we're gonna do this. I get this right here, and then I'll return check number of 3. Then we're gonna add a under then message. Okay, no. We're gonna add a catch. Okay, no, we're gonna add a then, and then we're message console.log message. Then we're gonna add a catch error. Then we're gonna console and dot error this. Okay, we should get an error odd number. Okay. Okay. And that should be it. Very strong solution, what you did well. For right now, the check number 2 rejects, jumps straight to cache, which is correct. But because of that, the second then won't run. Someone just has to pay when referring to the results of it independently. You'd call them separate and self chain for prosperity chain is still valid. Okay, so basically what it says is that I should do this like that. Should do this and no return, and it does the same thing. Okay. Exercise 3, simulate an API call. Now let's make something more realistic. Create a function fetch user ID that returns a promise after 1 second. If user ID is equal to 1, resolve with, otherwise reject if user not found. Okay. So we're gonna create a function called fetch user ID. Oops, wait. Oh my god, bro. I was that big the whole time. Bro, come on, dude. That means you guys that means you guys can see basically nothing. Okay, welp. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. So we're gonna return a promise, a new promise. Then we're gonna resolve and reject. So we're gonna, if user ID is equal to 1, resolve with this, else we're gonna reject with user not found. Okay. use then to log the user's name, use then to log the error. So we're gonna fetch user one dot then. We're gonna have some data, I guess. We're gonna console.log data.name, and that should be Alice, okay, or even result.name, okay, okay, and then we're gonna do a catch error. We're gonna just console log an error, which is gonna be error. Okay, so let's say this is 2 and we get the error. Okay, let's do it. Let's see. Good job, very sorry. I understand what you did well. Project and what's missing after 1 second. Okay. So basically, so basically we're gonna do set timeout this, and then 1000. Okay, and then 1. How about this for exercise 3? I will give the answer to exercise 4 and the next response. Great. 10 out of 10. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. So, create 2 functions. Results after 1 second returns. Okay. Addressing steps. Function get user. Return new promise. Resolve. Okay. Resolve ID1 name Alice, and we need a set timeout like that. Get post results after 1 second returns. Results after 1 second returns post 1, post 2. And then you get the user, then pass user ID to get post, then log the posts. Log the posts. Okay, now I'm gonna get function posts user ID, return new promise, resolve those after 1 second, so set timeout, resolve post 1, post 2 after 1 second. Okay. So get the user dot then message return. So let's say user return get posts, user dot id, and then posts console.log posts. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, let's see this. Okay, correct to return promises will set timeout to stem as correctly. Correct return promises will set timeout to stem existing calls. Correct chaining past user dot id to get post, slide the final post. Clean and reload code. Return to functions. For both to finish load, the result is an array. JavaScript promise the all. Promise the all. Because when all promises and error are filled. Let's go how to use promise dot all JavaScript. Very handy method when you want to run multiple asynchronous operations in parallel and wait for all of them to complete. Let me break it down step by step. Okay. Promise.all, promise 1, promise 2, then results, result values. Promise resolve. Promises. Okay. To functions. Function fetch data 1, return new promise, resolve data 1 after 1 second though. Set timeout, resolve. Okay, let's copy paste this. Data 2, test use promise all to wait for both to finish. Log the result is an array. So I think it's promise.all fetch data 1, the 1, and then fetch data 2, not then res results console. I'm gonna console log the results. So is that it? Okay, I think that's it. Okay, this is it. Specifically said finish the show result after 2 seconds. Okay, good, 2 seconds. Okay, there's on promise recent time on handling or keep percent promise or variations. Give me one as the exercise. Okay, create a function fetch time mode that accepts time on number time of the MS simulates fetching some data with a promise that result is fetched after 3 seconds. Uses promise risk to reject if the amount occurs first. If the timeout occurs first. Okay, JavaScript promise race. With a key different results are rejected as soon as the first promise settles, either resolves or rejects, instead of waiting for all promises. So it takes an array of promises, it does a single promise, settles as soon. Okay, give me the solution. I actually don't know how to do this one. New promise resolve. Fetch promise result fetched. Fetch promise. Okay, so promise that simulates fetching data after 3 seconds. Fetch promise, new promise. Resolve. Set timeout. Promise that rejects after the timeout. Const timeout. Promise, new promise. Reject. Promise rest, see which one finishes first. This case is where it works. Okay, guys, that's gonna be it for today, y'all. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on links in the description. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.